Systems on. Three screen. ASUS Stevens. Clear for launch. Every breath is gasoline, cold and chaos, pixels and pain. One mistake and you're out of the game. Screens glow bright, heat in my face. Digital track, physical race. Robin's voice cutting through the crowd. Send it, baby, we're running proud. No reset, no second chance. Heartbeat sinks with the engines dancing the noise. I find my adrenaline's my song. Full send nation, burn the line. Every lap we redefine. No fear, no hesitation. Stevens Motorsport domination. Full send nation, rise again. Full send nation, rise again. 40 cars deep, daylight fades. We ride the storm that the engine made. No walls hold when the dream's in gear. You don't drive fast, you disappear. Set up sheet tape to the dash. Tuned by code and a flash of cash. Sweat drips down, white knuckles burn. This ain't practice, it's my turn. Grip the wheel, feel the grind. Chasing ghosts through the online mind. Every lap a brand new war. I ain't lifting anymore. Full send nation, red line ride. Fuel on fire, hearts collide. Triple screen thunder breaking the chain. We don't quit, we live insane. In gears we trust. In rubber we pray. For every wreck, another day. You better hold that line, AJ. Full send. Full send. Full send nation, flag it.
There we go. I've been talking this whole time. You guys haven't heard a thing that I've said. Nobody said anything. Ah! I got it fixed. Oh, I gotta love when there's an update. I hate software. Anyways, well, so we're here at Phoenix. We're 137 laps in of 150. We've been watching where Kevin Savoy's at this whole time. He's 3 points behind this man. So Kevin needs this script to flip a little bit, or otherwise he is in for some serious trouble when we get to Homestead next week. Only 3 points separate him, but man, anything can happen right now. Jesse Bedell sits 1.4 back. And then we've got Crownover sitting in third. Double D sitting in fourth right now. He's going to try and go after Crownover, it looks like. He might even have more speed than Crownover. Maybe Dennis has saved his tires a little bit more. Dennis right there with him. I didn't even realize screen sound wasn't even working. My God, we got a caution. Kevin Savoy has crashed. We'll have to see what happened here. Let's... I gotta find Kevin first. Oh boy, yeah, he just lost it coming into turn number 2. See what happened here. It just, oh man. Hopefully that's not too much damage for Kevin. It doesn't look like it, but with this car, anything's possible. So we're going to come to pit road. Everybody coming in for their first stop of the night. Yeah, no, I didn't even realize I've been talking away this whole time and nobody could hear anything. No car sounds, no mic sound. All right, who's going to win the battle off of pit road? It looks like it's going to be Jesse Bedell. So we're going to have a new leader out in front. Jesse Bedell is going to be your leader. Double D comes off of pit road sitting in fourth. So top 2 have flipped. A few of these guys were definitely looking for that caution to come out, so that way things were going to be a little bit better for them. As I feel like a few of these guys probably overdrove their tires rather quickly, is kind of the way it looked. All right, these guys are going to get stacked back up. We'll get ready to go racing again. Alrighty, pace car will duck off here, and then we've got the entire front stretch to go before we get to the point that these guys can take back off. All right, as soon as they hit the restart zone, Jesse Benell can kick this thing back off. We're green flag racing. Jesse Benell leads through the dog leg. Everybody kind of making their way through as best they can. Phipps headed backwards. That's what Kevin Savoy needs. Carter Nelson's crashed in the back. Let's see where Carter's at. He has spun it. Everything looks good so far. Kevin Savoy trying to make his way back forward. He is on the move. Hopefully he doesn't overdrive it early. 3 wide almost. Oh! Kevin spins. Oh, man. What in the world just happened to the front of Kevin's car? I am trying to figure out what happened to Kevin's car. Okay, we're going to go back and check this out. We'll go from a chopper view. Kevin was loose on entry trying to stay away from Dennis. And then it just steps on him. Dustin Haynes collected in that a little bit. That is rough. It looks like Kevin's car is actually tracking straight, so I'm confused that the front end got ripped off and then popped back on. Got a few guys headed down pit road. Jesse Benell going to stay out. Well, I'm going to step away for a second. I will be right back with y'all. Alrighty. Kevin Savoy going to go a lap down here, as well as Dustin Haynes. So pace car should be getting ready to head off here in just a second. Dustin already rolling. So he will get off of pit road fairly quickly. And we're back green flag racing. So now you got the Hendrick juggernaut up front. Aiden Haller going to send it around the outside. See if he can't make his way forward. He's looking for the low line. Nope, Aiden going to stay high. Aiden still trying to get around the outside of Phipps. So he'll have the outside lane coming off of turn number 2. And Aiden Haller up to second place. I mean, the high lane's going to work for a while, but I think after a minute, that high lane's going to go away. He's going to get passed by Phipps right here. And Crownover's looking to go underneath him too. Maybe there's something to be had there in that middle lane. But I think in the other ones, he needs to get the car down more. There he goes. Now he's to the bottom side. Double D starting to work his way through. He's past Crownover. Josh Brock trying to come with him. Crownover going to hold the high lane. It's going to make Dennis have to drive it off the bottom. He slots back up in. See how long Aiden can hang on with these boys. He's running a really different line around here. Aiden hanging right with Jesse Bennell. He's trying to get out front and lead. So we've got at least one Ford breaking up the Chevy Juggernaut. If Dennis can make his way forward a little bit, we have two Fords that do it. Kevin Savoy has not come off of pit road yet. So you've got Bennell, Haller, Phipps starting to break away a little bit, but then Crownover starts to come right back. Still pretty single filed out. We'll see if Aiden can keep the rears on it to hang with these guys. It looks like, oh, Aiden gets real squirrely there, getting ready to come across the start-finish line. He's going to need to calm down a little bit if he wants to be able to hang on to it. Phipps looking to the inside of Haller. I think he's looking to kind of pressure him a little bit. Phipps going to make it to the inside. Can't quite get there. Hey, Michelle, how we doing? Haller still all over the backside of Bennell. Phipps going to look to the inside again this time. Aiden's going to drift right for the wall. He keeps it out there. That's going to let Phipps go by. Crownover looking to come by him as well. So now Phipps to the inside, but Haller's to the outside. And if he can hold that high lane against Phipps, he's got a better shot as Aiden kind of powers out of the corner around him. So kind of a cat and mouse game for second here. Bennell getting out to a 0.6 second lead. And now we're talking about M&Ms. Very interesting. Something about Halloween flavored M&Ms. Interesting. Aiden doing a pretty solid job of hanging on. Seen Corn was way off track. I'm not sure if he's catching these guys or if he's having a rough go of it. Looking pretty good so far. Jesse Bennell still out in front. Aiden Haller hangs on to second, and Phipps and Crownover right there with him. But we see Haller already starting to get loose. Let's take a look a little bit further. So you got Phipps, then you got Crownover sitting in fourth place. Double D, he's hounding Crownover. He just can't quite get there yet. So, Bowen, your biggest mover of the race, he's sitting in sixth. Not a bad run so far for a guy that didn't get practice laps. And then you've got Josh Brock, Anthony McPherson, all together right there in seventh position. Back up front, you've got Phipps and Haller still going at it for second place right now. Aiden's still running second, but he's drifting back from Bennell. And part of me has to think that it's got to be some dirty air, because we saw this earlier as well. Aiden holds on to second. Phipps might just be bide this time. Maybe see if he can't save some fuel at the same time he saves some tire. Because I don't see a sense of urgency out of Phipps, probably due to the fact that Kevin Savoy sits on pit road. Actually, it looks like Kevin Savoy may have left the building for the night. So, yeah, at this point, Phipps just has to finish, and I think that may seal the deal. Unless, I mean, Jesse had a bad week last week, so I don't know what that gap's going to look like. I guess I could get that pulled up really quick while we're running around the track here. Ooh. Now they've got that up on screen. So we came into this race with Kevin Savoy having a 5-point deficit. That's going to sting tonight. He will drop down a little bit. Jesse Bennell was 33 points back. So this may... Oh, no, and Aiden goes around. Caution number 3. "68 laps in." We'll get that up on screen really quick. Yeah, he just oversent it into the turn, and it just went right around. So, unfortunately, that brings out the third caution of the night. Oh my God, these guys are funny. I already checked up in one. We got a few guys going to stay out here, I think. Carter said he forgot to pick because he checked up so hard into turn number 1. It's actually kind of funny. Oh, man. So Dustin Haynes going to get your wave around right here. He's going to try and get it down to pit road, so hopefully he can get some tires or maybe damage repair. Carter deciding to stay out. Bowen, I believe, stayed out as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. They might be trying to save a set of tires for the end. Interesting strategy. So top three are all on old tires. Everybody else is on freshies. Michelle, Eric Cap is clean. Although he's on pit road right now. I don't know if he came down a second time to get fuel to try to make it. He's going to be a little late to the restart. So Jeff Pless going to bring us to the start finish line. Let's watch for tires to be spun here. And we're green flag racing. Oh, there is a big stack up on that start. Wow. I did not see that coming. Plus leads down into the turn, but now you've got Bowen looking up the inside. Here comes Jesse Bedell as well. Bedell on the move. I imagine we'll see him take over fairly quickly. Yep, Bedell around the outside as Bowen's on old tires. I'm trying to figure out how Korn made it up front. Unless he took fuel only there. So, Jesse Bedell already almost 0.5 out on these guys. As these guys, you've got Bowen, and I think, I gotta imagine, Korn stayed out, or at least took fuel, but did not take tires. So, that's gonna be my guess there. Oh, Korn gets into Bowen. Caution's out. Oh my God. So we'll roll it back here. Yep, he gets Bowen. I gotta get an EOL. Carter, mic up. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna have to look and see who all got damage in that. Josh Brock looks good. Korn's gonna come to pit road. Looking to see who else has got damage. See Dustin Haynes coming in. Bowen, crown over. Not a ton of guys on pit road, but it's enough. Fourth caution of the night. And we just hit halfway. All right, step out for just a second here. Alrighty. We have Phipps still on pit road. So he must have some decent damage. It does look like the left rear of that car is sitting down. This might be what Jesse Benell needs to get back into this fight. All right, pace car's off. We got the whole front stretch till we get down to the start finish or restart zone, I should say, before we get things kicked back off. So Jesse Benell going to bring us to the line. Double D to his outside. Phipps has rejoined the back of the pack. And we're green flag racing. Benell going to dive to the bottom. Double D going to do the same. Josh Brock trying to join this fight up front. Dennis going to try to take off after Jesse Benell here as we head down into turn number 2. Aiden Haller trying to make his way back forward again. Jesse leads through the dog leg. Going back a little bit further, we got this battle shaping up for second, third. And Anthony McPherson has made his way towards the front. He had a good race last week. Everything was looking really up for him. And just some bad luck with some pit stops. So, oh, Aiden looking super loose right there. Yeah, he's going to lose a position to Double D. Yeah, everybody chasing Benell, though. I kind of wonder if a little bit of that crinkle on Dennis's right rear isn't tightening up the car just enough to where it makes it a little bit faster. McPherson trying to make his way around Josh Brock if he can get there. Josh just rolling that bottom. Double D closing in on Jesse Benell. About 0.45 back. Dustin apparently got loose and saved it, so Jesse Benell still out front. He's pulled this time on Double D in the group. I hear you, Carter. This is one of those tracks that's real tough, man. I wonder if Dennis has anything for Benell. Like I said, he's got a little bit of right rear damage, so that may come into play the later we get into this race. Yeah, there is not a lot of room to move around on this track at all. And I think that's one of the worst parts about this track. So Anthony Crownover's made it past McPherson. So he is now up to 5th. Bowen coming with him. We'll see what happens here with Anthony Crownover, if he can make it up through the field. We've got Andrew Phipps. He's back up to 9th. He's going to try and get Dustin Haynes next. He's going to dive to the bottom. Pretty close so far. At this point, I'm sure Phipps just wants to slowly make it back forward, not kill the tires too much, and not let Jesse Bennell close in too much in the points either. Jesse Bennell still out front, up 0.7. Double D Aiden Haller sitting second and third. Josh Brock, top of your screen. He sits fourth. Crownover 2.2 back. He was 2-1. So keep an eye on that. You got the leader just off the left of your screen. Savoy at the bottom right now. Or not Savoy, Bennell at the bottom right now. Dennis keeping him at about 0.7 at the moment. And we've got another caution. Andrew Phipps has crashed. I have to go take a look at that. So Phipps to the inside. Oh, I think Dustin thought he had more room. And then Korn just T-boned him right there. Not a lot of damage to Phipps's car, but I do believe that might be the end of, yeah, Korn's right front wheel is pointed in hard. Which is weird because he T-boned him. Man, the damage model in this car is just so screwy sometimes. All right, everybody going to come down pit road this time. From here, you're going to have about just a tick under 60 laps left to go in the race. So we'll see kind of what happens. Gotta imagine everybody gonna take tires this time. Oh, Phipps's left rear is twisted on that car. Actually, a few guys saved a set of tires here, so a little bit of a different strategy. Aiden Haller gonna be up front this time. Oh, Bowen with a speeding penalty. Dennis with a speeding penalty as well. I do believe Dennis came back down pit road there. If I can... Yep, he came back down, said to heck with it, take a set of tires while he drifts to the back. Probably not a bad call. So, Dennis, Crownover, Bowen, all with speeding penalties. Dennis has not made it off pit road yet. He's rolling now. All right, so I would expect to see some tire spinning on this one, as I think most everybody in front of Bennell stayed out. So you've got the 99, the 6, the 12, all on old tires. Everybody else came down pit road there. Maybe plus on old tires as well. So top 4. And we're off of green flag racing again. Aiden getting out to a pretty decent lead so far. Eric Cap coming through. And we've got another caution. This time Bowen involved. Whoa. All right. Well, now we're into like Caution Fest City. So self spin by Bowen there. All right. I got Plus, Phipps, Corn on pit road. See if we can't take a look at Phipps really quick here. Yeah, that left rear tire is definitely towed a little bit. So definitely some damage there. Hopefully you can get most of it fixed and get back in this thing. So Aiden Haller is going to be your control car to restart this thing again. Aiden will be the inside, Eric Cap to the outside. So now we'll have right around 52 laps to make it to the end. I think these guys still got one more fuel stop that they've got to make. It'll be interesting to see whose plan works out. Pace car's off. We get down to the end of the front stretch here. Hit the restart zone, get the race back going. Aiden Haller going to get it kicked back off here. As we go green on lap 98, it looks like. Green flag racing. Aiden gonna dive it to the bottom. He is. He's gonna leave Eric Cap in the dust. Aiden leads through turn number 2. He's going to try and get away from Jesse Bedell any way he can. The sooner he can get away, probably the better, actually. So that forces Jesse to have to drive forward. So, Haller and Cap first and second. Jesse Bedell sits third. Josh Brock's up to 4th. Dustin Haynes is sitting 5th. So a lot of interesting tactics here. Different strategies. Jesse Bedell going to make his way around Eric Cap. Eric not going to give up, though, in that battle for second place. Benell powers around the outside. He's going to take off after Aiden Haller here. See if he can't get back to first position. Phipps is sitting a lap down right now. I think he's kind of hoping on a wreck. We'll see what happens. 3 wide in a battle for about 7th place with Crownover, Dennis, and Bowen. Ooh, Crownover gets a little loose out of that corner. Josh Brock going to try to make his way around Eric Kapp. My guess is Josh is on newer tires than Eric Kapp is. He's going to have to drive off and he gets by Eric Kapp. Dustin Haynes going to try to go around Eric Kapp at this point. He's going to swing to the outside. Oh! Crownover around. Not sure if there was help on that one. I don't know if he just got loose. It looked like he pulled off an Aiden Haller right there. We'll take a peek. Let's take a look at Crownover. Yeah, he just goes to swing it in. I think he just hit the rubber wrong, and that car went for a ride. Oh! That's a busted right front. That's going to be the end of the race for Anthony Crownover, I do believe. Yeah, that right front is busted. That's a rough one to... Bitter pill to swallow there. Anthony Crownover coming down pit road. All righty. Well, we've got less than 50 laps to go at this point. I don't know how many cars we're going to see finish the end of this thing, the way the rate at which things are going. We should be 2x2 this next time by. Go green at lap 106. Lights on the pace car are off. So Jesse Bennell going to bring us to the green flag this time. Alrighty. Pace cars off. Once we hit the restart zone, Jesse Bennell will get his kick back off. And we're off and racing. Josh Brock going to swing way high. Make sure not to cut down on anybody, because that's where this gets really interesting. Josh going to run the high lane. Dustin Haynes the inside. Double D's looking for a way around both of the Chevy drivers. Dennis stayed high there, trying to get a little bit of extra speed, I do believe. He's got Dustin to his inside there. We'll come back and watch this battle between Dustin and Dennis. Ooh, a little bit of contact there going into the turn. Double D trying to find a way around the number 3 car. Looking for any little bit he can find. There is a little bit more speed, I think, to be had by not taking that dog leg. And I'll bet, I would almost bet money that it doesn't burn up that right rear as much. Dennis not quite clear yet. Still trying to find some speed. Side by side, still about 3 laps worth of this at this point. Yeah, Amanda, I believe they've got one more pit stop before the end here. Dennis going to get just in front of Dustin. Dustin going to have to check up. So now Dennis going to try to take off after Josh Brock and see if he can't maybe run down Jesse Bennell. Bowen looking to try to get around Dustin Haynes next. Dustin looking like he's really loose at the moment. Amanda, it's kind of been back and forth with the way that the cautions have fallen. We've had about 8 cautions tonight, and actually, I could get this up on screen. This might even help you as well. So, we're 112 laps in. Jesse, obviously the leader. 7 cautions tonight for 21 laps, 2 lead changes. So, kind of funky in how it's been going, but Jesse's been on the move quite a bit tonight, so and he's about 0.8 out in front of these guys. And you know, for everything else that's happened, this might put him back in the championship hunt, as Andrew Phipps is 11th place, 2 laps down, and Kevin Savoy wrecked out early in the race, so he's going to be credited with 15th place points. So, but yeah, everybody chasing this man. Go back and see. You got JB and Double D sitting 2nd and 3rd. Ooh. Josh Brock touches the wall just a little bit there. It's been an interesting season, to say the least. I'm sure some of these guys are ready for a break. I see Aiden Haller coming into view. He's going to be the next person to try to go after Dustin Haynes here, as he's all over the back of him. Aiden tries to go to the outside. I do believe he's got better tires than Haynes does. Looking for any spot to get some drive. Aiden's all over the back of him. I'm just trying to see when he's going to make his move here. We got Double D looking at the inside of Josh Brock even. Still a battle behind with Aiden and Dustin Haynes. Aiden going to go to the inside of him. Does he have more tire to get the drive off the corner? Woo! Dustin getting loose. Aiden gets to drive down the hill, but just nowhere to go with it. He keeps looking low and high, trying to get Dustin to go whichever way he's not. And Dustin just staying steady. Jesse Bedell up 0.8 over second and third place right now. As we look at Dennis and Josh Brock trying to make their way back towards Jesse Bedell, who is just pulling away just a little bit at a time. He makes up half a tenth here, a couple hundredths there. And all Jesse's got to do is stay smooth, and it'll keep him in this race. Still the battle rages for fourth position between Haller and Haynes. Ooh. Oh, man. I think Aiden thought he went down further. Eric Cap going to come to the inside of Aiden Haller. These two fighting have let Bowen and Cap creep back in. See Double D going to try to put it up to second position. He's all over the backside of Josh Brock. He, just like Aiden Haller, he's got to find the spot to get that drive to make it around. So I don't know. I don't know how much dirty air is playing into it. Dennis to the inside this time. Josh Brock will have the outside, which means he'll have a better drive off. Dennis is trying to get back to him again. Jesse Bedell all alone out in front, 1.2 up. I gotta wonder, you know, we're under 30 to go. If we're gonna have one more stop, my guess is probably do it with about 20 to go. Would be my guess. And Dennis is back up the inside of Josh Brock. This time, he might actually pull this off. He's a little bit more ahead as we get ready to come off of turn number 2. If Dennis can hold the inside as we come down into 3, he's got a good shot here to pass him. He does. Does JB cross him up? He does. Puts Dennis to the outside this time. Dennis going to carry more steam down into the corner, try to hold the outside, get the drive off, and get away from Josh Brock. And he is able to get more drive out of the corner. So Dennis has cleared Josh Brock for second. You have to try to run down this man, Jesse Bedell. And we've got Dustin Haynes still trying to knock on a top 3 again. He was top 3 last week, so I don't count him out. Anything's possible right now. If these guys have to green flag pit, speeding penalty, whatever else may cause issues. Jacob Bowen sits in 5th. Eric Cap is 6th. Aiden Haller has fallen back to P7. Anthony McPherson sitting in 8th. Jeff Pless is 9th. And Diesel Weasel rounds out the top 10. That's all your lead lap cars. Then we get Andrew Phipps sitting in P11. He is over half a lap down, looking to almost go 3 laps down here. So not a good night for Andrew Phipps, but you know, solid way to hopefully save some points and not let Benell catch up too much, and hopefully it doesn't you know, ruin his shot at wrapping this thing up a little early, but we'll have to see once the points come out. Bowen trying to get to Haynes. Nice little gap here. 22 laps to go, actually 21 to go, so I would expect probably some green flag stops to happen fairly soon, would be my guess. What is, apparently Andrew Phipps is the exciting car on the track. Oh, no, now it's Aiden Haller. Double D still trying to track down Benelli's 1.2 back. All right, this thing is really single filed out at this point. I'm just kind of looking back through the field. Aiden trying to make his way back forward. He's gotten around Cap, so he's back up to 6th. It's hard to say what's going to happen here. 17 laps to go. Jesse Benell continues to lead 1.1 up. Dennis is catching him ever so slightly. I just don't know if he's going to have enough time to get there. Theoretically, if he pulled off a 10th a lap, very well could happen. Dennis lost a 10th on that one. He's going to have to find a little bit of speed as Benell slides coming off of turn number 2. Ooh, Dennis got him down to under a second there for just a short split. 15 laps to go. Aiden Haller on pit road already. Oh, no, not on pit road. It lied to me because he cut the dog leg. I thought we were going to start to see maybe some green flag stops. Dennis might have enough fuel to go the distance. I know he did that second stop after he got his penalty, so it might help him out here. I'm not really sure. Dennis has got him under a second, but he's got to get moving like real fast. Like he's got to be I would say 0.8 within the next 2 laps to have a shot at this. If he wants to try to get Jesse for the win here. Because he has left Josh Brock. I mean, he's what, about 1.5 up on Josh Brock, almost 1.6. He does have him, he had him at about 0.8 there for a second. I got to wonder how much Jesse's trying to save here while also trying to stay away from Dennis. It's hovering right around 0.9. Dennis is definitely pushing harder into turn number 2 than Jesse is. I just don't know. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. So Jesse Benell led 84 laps so far tonight. That's big. That's a lot of laps led in this race. So Actually just turned 85. Dennis still 0.9 out. I mean, he's clicking, but I think it's too little too late. Like, he needs to rip off gobs and hope that Jesse can't make it on fuel. Because we're going to be 9 laps to go this time across the stripe. Oh, and we've got a caution. The 18 has wrecked. I'm going to come back and see what happened. Roll it back here. Everything's good. Oh! Oh, and I think that... I don't know if that broke the wheel. I don't think so. But, yeah, he just kind of pinched Aiden. We're waiting on the pace car. How are we doing, Diggs? Yeah, 8th caution of the night here. I gotta imagine a lot of these guys are gonna take tires. Unless some of these guys don't have tires, that's gonna be the other thing. This may shake some things up. So pit road was closed according to multiple drivers. Jesse had already committed. Oh, this shakes a ton of shit up. I don't even know what's going to happen. Now the lights on the pace car are off. The pits never opened? That is so weird. Well, Jesse's got freshies. I don't even know what's happening right now. We're back green flag racing. Dennis going to lead down into turn number 2 here. This is so bizarre to me. Oh, and there's a huge wreck. And a caution is out. I am not sure. We're going to have to go back and see what happened here next. Oh, good Lord. That was wild. Yeah, man, it sounds like there's some massive confusion in session as well as to what happened, because it sounds like even their pace lap got taken away. Key up, Diesel. Yeah, I love when iRacing decides to be absolutely stupid. The pits didn't open again? I'm confused as to what's happening right now with in race. This is just kind of nuts. All right. We're back green flag racing. Double D takes the green. So Dennis out front. Dustin Haynes in second. We're going to have this white flag lap. Double D going to lead down into turn number 2. Dustin Haynes second, and it's going to be a battle for third, as it looks like Aiden Haller and Josh Brock are going to battle it out. Actually, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to pull it off. Double D is going to come home with the win as we come out of the... What is... That's weird. It acted like the race didn't end. I didn't even get a checkered flag. I'm so confused as to what happened, because I don't even have race results yet. We'll check. We'll see if... now I've got race results. This is so weird. So Double D's going to come home with the win. Dustin Haynes going to come home in second. Josh Brock is third. Aiden Haller fourth. Jeff Pless is fifth. Eric Cap sixth. Jacob Bowen finishes seventh. Andrew Phipps finishes eighth. Diesel Weasel going to take ninth. Jesse Bedell coming home in 10th. Anthony McPherson is 11th. Zach Korn finishes 12th. Anthony Crownover, Carter Nelson, Kevin Savoy going to round out the rest of the field. We're going to go ahead and grab interviews here very quickly as soon as I have Double D sitting in the waiting room. Diggs, I'm wondering. Yeah, Amanda, I agree. Like it's one of them things that I don't know if they just didn't know how they wanted to deal with it in race, or if we're going to deal with it on the back end, but just kind of strange overall. But all right, well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get Double D in here for post-race interview number 1 of the night. So Double D, you come home with a win tonight. That's win number 2 on the season, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it is.
Kind of a weird end to the race. I'm not really sure what happened. I kind of could hear you guys talking about the pit's not opening. I think Benell had already committed to pit road by the time it was noticed. It sounds like just kind of a giant CF on iRacing's part.
Yeah, I don't understand, like, so, because the caution came out as we were entering turn 3, so the pace car came out while we were probably middle 3 and 4, actually, and the pace car decided to come out, so we had to roll up and check it for the pace car,
Right.
and it ended up being full speed and didn't check up to the middle back stretch. And I'm like, okay, next time around, I'm gonna throw 2 tires on this thing and go. And then all
Right.
of a sudden, it went 2 to green, pits road's closed. I'm like, why is iRacing
Right.
like?
Well, and
And
then
then it did the same thing on the last restart too,
that's so weird. I don't understand
when
it.
it hadn't been that way all race.
I'm really confused right now, but it looked like tonight was a battle of the right rear tire. Would that be a correct assessment?
Yeah. I set my brake bias up for a long run. Not gonna lie to you. I did not have speed early run because I had the brake bias set at 70 to start out.
Jesus.
And that was in soul of burning off the right front and the right rear together.
Right.
I was trying to keep them as even as I could. I could enter and dive the corners a lot harder than these other guys. And then after that first 40 lap run, I was pulling Phipps back in, just running 5th. And I'm like, okay, I got the long run speed in this thing.
Right. Well, and that's kind of what we saw, late in that long run, is we were getting down to 5 to go or something like that, just before we had that caution. It looked like everything was kind of actually swinging back your way, and we could see you diving in harder than Benell could. And it was kind of like, okay, where's this going to play out? And then the caution comes out, and the whole thing is just upside down, it looked like.
Yeah, I radioed to Phipps, or not Phipps, but Jesse, and told him that that's not how I want to win these. If, like, obviously a win's a win, but I would rather gone out there and battled for it.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I had to battle on the restarts, but
right, but you'd rather have it come down to an actual battle that you had to drive out, because you guys actually finally had a long run. So
yeah, like, and I got around Brock, and that was a battle between me and him. And then I noticed I was pulling him by a second, and I slowly started seeing the tents climb down off of Jesse. And I'm like, I might have a chance at this. And I started playing in my head, okay, when I get there, this is the line he's running. Where do I want to go? That's why I started experimenting my entry into turn 1.
Right.
I'm like, okay, how low can I go and still maintain pace off the corner to not step it out loose? Because a lot of people were getting loose off of 2.
Right. Yeah, and that we saw that a lot. I mean, obviously we saw Kevin have a really tough go with it. He only made 46 laps tonight, and at one point he was so loose, it was just kind of wild.
Yeah, I watched him running up front in that first 40 lap stint, and then I passed him, and he was struggling really, really bad. And that's just one of those things where these track and car combos, we run them once a week, and if you don't get the time to jump in them, the first laps a lot of these guys are turning is race trim.
Right.
So
yeah, it's tough, but I mean, in Phoenix is already a tough track regardless, especially when you start talking open dog leg, things like that. It gets a little nuts, but like I said, you survived, pulled off a first place tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before I let you
go? Thank you for broadcasting, Brock for the league. Jesse, Benell, Phipps, Cronover, those guys that are normally in the top 5 every week. I had a speeding penalty on one of the pit stops, and I had Ron, the guy that was in there spotting for us, go back and look at it, because that was the same one that Cronover got one and Bowen got one, and none of us were speeding, so that was another glitch in iRacing's thing. Like I
Gotta-
crossed the cone at 44.
Gotta love it.
So I don't know what happened after that point, but it got really funky.
Yeah, it definitely seems like something broke tonight, but all in all, a long race. Like I said, you pulled off a first place tonight. We'll let you go, and I will catch up with you after the race gets or after I get done with the broadcast.
All right, bud.
All right, bud. All righty, that was Double D, everybody. We're going to get second place in here, which is going to be very interesting. Dustin, you finished third last week. We got you second this week.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Are we going to see a win at Homestead?
I hope, but probably not. I'm not getting my hopes up at all. Tonight there was a couple guys that I may have upset on the track, and it is what it is. It was just hard racing. I wasn't meaning to do anything intentional to anybody.
Right. I mean, you had some good battles all night. I think obviously with the last two cautions there coming out, I feel like it really switched things up for a lot of people. Obviously Benell having the tough luck with the breaking of pit road, and I was talking with Dennis about that. I'm still confused myself. But I mean, 2 solid weeks back to back, man.
And I'm sick as hell this week. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe you just
I was honestly, I was reserved to finish maybe top 10, but probably getting wrecked out with how I was feeling. I messaged you before the race saying don't expect nothing from me this week, and I pulled something out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, I feel like I was talking with Dennis about this. Phoenix is a weird one, right? Like there's no one guy that's usually killer at it, but they're all pretty good at it. But then sometimes they wreck. You know, like I said to Dennis, we had Kevin looped it out of nowhere twice, which is very uncharacteristic of Kevin. So, I mean, the fact that you held on, finished second place tonight, that's not a fluke, man.
I'd like to believe that it's not, but I thought I used up all my luck because I got a new vehicle the other day, so I figured out, well, all my luck's gone. I got caught up earlier in the race in that one wreck, and I was trying to get by the 12. I couldn't get around him. Then he let 2 other people by, and I was just like, man, come on. But I was able to go on ahead and crawl it back. If it wasn't for that little push I gave Dennis there on that last restart, Josh would have just freight trained me. I tried to time it the best that I could to kind of help out both me and him, and I was catching Josh a little bit on the green flag run, and then he just started pulling away from me. He's like, wait, are you catching me? Yeah.
Throttle down.
Then just he stopped saving, and he was just gone. I was like, dang, man.
Right.
But it was just hard races tonight. I'm in the middle of a championship run. I wouldn't be racing this hard if I wasn't in the ability to actually win something here. So
right.
oh, man.
I mean, all in all, a good night though. I mean, yeah, you were in a couple of wrecks, still came back to finish second. So, you know, like I said, last week was a third. Do we see a win next week? Maybe.
I would like to, but if you hold your breath, you're liable to pass out. So I wouldn't go on. I wouldn't put too much into that one, but I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping.
Fair. All right, bud. Well, congrats on the second place tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before I let you go?
Everybody that's here every week that does the racing, everyone that's behind the scenes doing all the stuff that we don't know about. I want to thank Josh as well, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't know what the heck I was doing. He was giving me pointers. Josh has been a really, really good guy to me ever since I joined the league. He's helped me on I don't know how many tracks, how many different situations, and
right.
If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be half the driver I am here. But yeah, dude, just everyone that does everything for this league, whether it's showing up, whether it's putting things on behind the scenes, whether it's people watching, just thank everybody. There's not one specific person I could thank. It's a group effort.
Yeah, 100%. But all right, bud. Well, congrats on the second place tonight. Go enjoy it. And I'd go burn as many sets of tires at Homestead that I could to try to pull off a win.
Yeah, I'm going to have to try and figure something out there. I'd be happy with second.
low and slow. I can tell you that. Try that.
All right, I'll have to keep that in mind. Thanks,
give that a shot in practice. But like I said, congrats on the second tonight, Dustin. We'll let you go, and hopefully we get to talk to you next week.
Here's hoping.
All right, buddy. Dustin Haynes, everybody. All right, and we got one more guy to interview. He's the man that puts all this stuff together, pulls off at least one lap lead tonight, finishes third. I heard the disappointment when the caution came out, and you still put it on the podium, Josh.
I was able to manage the distance between myself and Dustin. That's why I was so upset about that caution coming out. And then we had
Right.
another one right behind it. I'm like, no, I just want to get home, get to the dump truck, and start loading sand into this damn track.
Right.
Fill it up with sand, turn it into a dirt track, call it a day.
I think
hate this place.
I think a lot of guys would just say to hell with it, turn it into a parking lot after tonight.
Oh, I hate this place.
I mean, you didn't do too bad for hating it.
I got lucky. Everybody in front of me had issues, and that's how we ended up here.
Well, it's like I was just telling Dustin. I said, he finished third last week, second this week. I said, do we see a win? He goes, well, I just got lucky. To me, Phoenix is like this weird, great equalizer. You can have really good drivers that just wreck in like the worst places. So
yeah. I mean, that last run when I took off behind Jesse, I was like, all right, I need to follow his line and see where he was gaining on me. And I figured it out. It was the late turn down into turn 1.
Right.
And I figured out that's where I was killing my right front, but I couldn't get turn 3 to match with my brake bias the way it was. Because if I tried to match his line, I'd have backed myself into the wall. I had the brakes at 50 with -3 in the car, so I had 47 in the car, and I still couldn't get that thing to turn. I'm glad to put this one behind us at Homestead next week.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, like I said, to finish third at a place like Phoenix, to me, that's always tough. It's not one of my favorites either. So
that's a win for me because last time we were here, I was in the Advil car and I needed it for the front stretch for the front straightaway melee going into turn 1.
Yeah, that was
pinballed around by 7 different cars. And so
that was not a fun one.
No, it wasn't. So when I saw the calamity in turn 1 and 2, and thankfully I was able to stay high and go around it. I don't know who all was involved, but it was one of those pit cycles where like some cars stayed out, some cars took gas only, some cars took 2 tires. Like we all had difference of opinions and difference of thought processes. And it just, I knew it was going to be, something was going to happen.
Yeah.
And it happened right about the time where I thought it was going to happen. And thankfully I had a lane to get around it. Unfortunate for Kevin, I saw him go airborne in my mirror. Unfortunate for Phipps because I think he was involved in that calamity, and then I don't know what happened to Crownover. But,
Crownover did what Haller did, looped it, but he couldn't get it slowed down and hit the inside wall pretty hard. It looked like it broke the right front wheel off. So I think that's what ended his night, unfortunately. But
points have been updated. And I'll go ahead and read this off right now live for everybody that's watching who cares to know about the points. Phipps has a 12-point lead over Kevin Savoy, who then has a 33-point lead over Dustin Haynes, who has a two-point lead over myself and Jesse. Jesse and I are tied for 4th right now.
Gotcha. So that's what it looks like coming into championship week.
Yes, sir. Going into Homestead. That's how we're looking.
Yep.
It's going to go down to the wire. Like we are hot and heavy. I mean, the top 6 are pretty on top of each other between Dustin, myself, Jesse, Eric, and I mean, that's 12 points right there. We get 13, 14 cars next week. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Gonna be
a good
one. But yeah, I mean, with championship week coming up, the 3rd place definitely helps. And having the top guys having some issues makes up for it a little bit. And I think a lot of people were hoping that Phipps was going to have that bad night. Obviously Jesse having a solid night up until the cautions. So anybody you going to give a shout out to, Brock, before we wind this thing down before championship week?
Shout out to Dennis for hanging on for the win. Shout out to Dustin for not wrecking me. They're on those last 2 restarts. Shout out to everyone that's been showing up week to week to week, because this time last year, we were suffering for attendance counts.
Right.
We're still pulling 14, 15 cars every week. So thank you everyone showing up. you to broadcast it, my dad for watching, my Uncle Ray for watching it. I know he probably shared it out to my cousins down there. Shout out to my first race in Texas because I moved last week and from Virginia to Texas, and I'm a Texas resident once again. So shout out to man, that was a long 1,500 miles, and I'm still not over it. My butt's sore, so as soon as I get done with this interview, I'm gonna go stand up and kind of rub on my cheeks a little bit.
I don't blame you, dude. I don't blame you one bit. So,
but shout out to everyone watching. Shout out to the fans. Shout out to everyone who showed up. Shout out to Jesse. Unfortunately, man, I don't know why he pulled in. Like, everyone saw the pit road closed and he still pulled in. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I went to follow him and I seen Dennis stay out. Dustin stayed out, and I looked up and saw Dustin's car, and then I looked up even higher and saw pit road closed, and I yanked it back right before I could hit the commitment cone. I was like, no.
Well, I think Jesse was already passed. I don't think there was much he could do at that point, but I think
so far ahead the pace car and already crossed the start finish line. The pit lane never opened for us. It never was going to open for us.
Well, it sounded like it did it again on the next caution.
Yeah.
So
because where we caught the pace car, like we caught the pace car at the start finish line, so that's why. Like, we crossed the finish line before the pace car did. If the pace car had passed the start finish before we did, that would have been a different story. But we crossed it before the pace car. The pace car had to chase us, and that's why the pit lane got closed like that.
Gotcha.
We weren't lined up in iRacing sides. Now, why it didn't extend us to then allow for pit stops, I don't know, because it has done that in the past. But
gotcha.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate.
It explains a little bit, but
I am kind of glad. I mean, yeah, I was upset that caution came out. I voiced the displeasure, but at the same time, I was 0.3 to 0.4 laps shy on gas anyways. So it actually helped me because I was able to shut the car off under that caution.
Well, that works out.
So, I mean, yeah, I could still be happy, but upset at the same time.
Right.
I was 55% upset and 45% happy.
Well, it worked out in the end. You pulled off in third place tonight. I'm going to go ahead and let you go so I can close this thing out.
Yes, sir.
And hopefully we get to talk to you again next week up here during championship week.
We'll see.
All right, buddy.
It's another one I got to work on.
Oh,
Thanks for doing this.
Absolutely, bud.
We'll catch you next time.
Later. Josh Brock, everybody. All right. Well, that is it for me up here in the booth. Even with the weird technical difficulties tonight, it's been a fun night, interesting night of racing to say the least. That's going to be it for me. We'll probably be live at some point in the next couple of days, barring some actual work things. We'll have Fast Car back on Sunday night for Trucks at Atlanta, so you're not going to want to miss that. But on that note, everybody, have a good night. We'll catch y'all for sure Sunday night.